Hey everybody. So I just want to say a few words about Curtis. Good looking, charming, awesome guy. Kind of almost as good, but not quite as Curtis. We look like each other. That's why we're both handsome. I'm just kidding. There are so many things that we could say about Curtis. Graceful, kind, loving. He was his rock, you know. He never wavered. He never asked, "What's in it for me? Life's not fair." He sacrificed every day for all of us, right? We're all here. We celebrate for 2 weeks for a man who deserves a lifetime, right? So I know we've had 2 weeks. We celebrated. We got to celebrate with him. That's a rare blessing that we don't always get. And we got to see him. Everybody has a very personal relationship with Curtis. I look all around you, and I know I've seen Curtis spend time with you at some point. I watched some of Brooke's friends grow up with him in the house. I've watched Amanda's friends. Us nephews were blessed by being around Curtis and Marlena, right? I know that Ricky said something very interesting earlier, and he said a lot of times we idolize the wrong people. You idolize the guy with the muscles on the motorcycle. You idolize the guy on the beer bottle or whatever. Whatever you've been idolizing your whole life, and you look back and you're like, that's the kind of guy you want to idolize, right? The greatest thing about Curtis isn't just his charm or whatever, or his wit. We all know the guy was crazy intelligent and smart. But really, what sums Curtis up is sacrificial love, right? So if you look at how Christ died on the cross for all of us, he gave his life for all of us. And we all think that there's only one example of that, but I don't know another example in this world that was even close to Curtis. He sacrificed his entire life for all of us. He could have had a lot of different things, material things, and he could have said everybody, he could have had a boat, he could have had things, he could have done a lot, but Curtis and his family have sacrificed a lot for our entire family and friends, his church. The one thing that really sticks out to me is Ephesians 5:25, and it talks about Christ giving up, Christ loving us, loving our wives just like Christ loved the church, right? You give everything for that. But the thing is, Curtis didn't just love his wife like that. He loved all of us like that. And when you walk away today, one thing I want you to think of is, don't just leave Curtis here. Don't leave those thoughts here. Take them with you. And I think the greatest way that we can honor Curtis is by really looking at ourselves, examine ourselves. Are we there where we want to be with Christ? And Curtis spent 2 weeks trying to push everybody to understand that. So that's the greatest honor you can give him. It's not history. We're going to all remember it and look at it. But your own personal sacrifice and watching him needs to exemplify him. So I would just like to say from the bottom of my heart, from my fellow nephews, the group that's, got to be raised by Curtis, and the men, Curtis, thank you for showing us how to be men. Thank you for being an example. I hope that when we walk away today, every day we think we want to be like Christ because we got to watch you. Thank you, everybody. I want to hand it over to Cy, who has got a letter for us.